Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about top 10 highest paid part-time job in Hong Kong. I know this is a very interesting topic for you because it is not easy to get a full-time job in Hong Kong right now. I'm going to talk about each of them and tell you how much you can make per hour. Before I talk about the top 10 highest paying part-time job, I need to remind you, in Hong Kong, if you being a part-timer, you will not have medical insurance coverage and you will not have holiday benefit if you work less than 18 hours per week for continuously 4 weeks. So what is the benefit for being a part-timer? I think number one is flexibility. You can work based on your schedule, and you also can easily work multiple jobs so that you will not be only controlled or limited by one company, and you will have more flexible time. And the second benefit is it is easier for you to work on multiple things. I know some people, they might feel bored if you only work in one industry or one job, so you might have a happier life. Okay, let's get started. Number 10, food delivery driver. Food delivery driver is not a new business. I think it is very common in many countries, including Hong Kong. But why it is a high-paying job? Thanks to COVID, because many people, they cannot go to restaurants, but they still want to eat delicious meal, so they would rather order a delivery from restaurants through some food delivery platforms such as Foodpanda, Deliveroo, or Uber Eats. And many people, they also lost their job during COVID, so they also go to join this food delivery platform as a food delivery man. If you can drive a scooter or motorcycle, you basically can make much more money than people who only can deliver food by foot. Yes, in Hong Kong, it is possible to deliver food by foot. Yes, in Hong Kong, it is possible to deliver food by walking, and many people, they can make probably $100 to $150, depends on which country. So many people can make over 100 Hong Kong dollars to 150 Hong Kong dollars, which depends on the time and the district you're working with. So number 9 is babysitter, or we call it confinement lady. In Hong Kong, it is not easy to find a confinement lady, or you can say a babysitter. Why is that? First of all, in Hong Kong, it is very common for a couple, two of them, working and make more money. And it is relatively difficult to find a domestic helper during this period of time. So they have to find a babysitter or a confinement lady if the lady just gives birth a baby. In Hong Kong, a babysitter or a confinement lady can easily make 150 to 200 Hong Kong dollars per hour. And one thing you have to know is, in Hong Kong, if you want to be a babysitter or confinement lady, you have to attend a certain courses, such as a professional confinement lady course. So it teaches you how to take care of a baby and the new mother, about their food, about how to rest, and how to feed the newborn baby. It is not easy, but it is a very good part-time job you can do. Number 8, full stack developer. Full stack developer is very interesting job, and it is quite difficult to find a full stack developer. I mean a real full stack developer, because there are many people, they study a programming course and they claim themselves a full stack developer. Okay, so full stack developer, what they do, basically they help companies to develop some programming or app or different things they want to do. It is not easy to find a full stack developer, I just said, because the supply in Hong Kong is very limited. If you are living in overseas countries, after COVID, perhaps you will have pretty good chance you can get a programming job in Hong Kong as well, but it is all have to wait until the COVID is end. Talking about the pay for full stack developer, employers, they are willing to pay 200 to 400 Hong Kong dollars per hour, and usually a project lasts for can be 1 week or 2 weeks, so you can make pretty decent money as a full stack developer. Number 7, yoga instructor. Before doing this research, I never think of a yoga instructor can be one of the top 10 highest paying part-time job in Hong Kong. First of all, because I'm not practicing yoga, and secondly, I never think about there is a lot of people practicing yoga. But in fact, if you are a yoga instructor and if you are luckily in Hong Kong, you can make more than $300 per hour. You just teach your student how to practice yoga, or you can work in one of the sports center or gym center. Many people, they also find yoga instructor online. If you have your Facebook page, you also can be a yoga instructor, and you can teach your student how to have a better life with yoga. Number 6, personal trainer. Personal trainer, they help people how to do exercise, and they teach them the right posture and use the equipment to help them to make the ideal shape. Personal trainer in Hong Kong, they don't need a license. To my knowledge, many of them, they even not attend any professional courses. So how can they be a personal trainer? Usually, some folks, they only work in the gym for maybe a couple of months, and they follow the instructor's instruction so they can be one of the personal trainer themselves. So for a personal trainer in Hong Kong, you can make about 300 Hong Kong dollars per hour, and you can have more, and the pay will be higher if you have more students. Number 5, Uber driver. Before we talk about Uber driver, I have to tell you, in Hong Kong, Uber is illegal. Yes, it is illegal. But why there is still some Uber drivers on the road? Because the demand is there. In Hong Kong, the transportation cost is really high, and usually if you want to be a taxi driver, you have to rent a car, and the car rent can be more than 1,000 Hong Kong dollars per day. So I can see the demand as a Uber driver is there, because some people, they deserve better service and they don't want the usual taxi service, so they go for Uber. So what you need if you want to be an Uber driver? Well, first of all, maybe you need a car, but even you can be an Uber driver if you don't have a car, because in Hong Kong, Uber, they can provide you a vehicle, and you can spread your income with Uber. Exactly. And you can spread your income, because in Hong Kong, you can be a driver without a car, because Hong Kong Uber, they can rent you a car, and you can be an Uber driver, because you can spread your pay with Uber. Number 4, doctor. You may be wondering why a doctor can be a part-time job. Yes, but it is. If you go to Hong Kong government website, you can see they are hiring doctors. And if you are a doctor in overseas, you actually can be a doctor in Hong Kong as well. Thanks to the recently changed regulations, you can be an overseas doctor in Hong Kong with certain registrations and exams. If you pass the exam, you can practice as a medical doctor in Hong Kong. So how much you can make as a doctor in Hong Kong for part-time? Well, you can make slightly more than 400 Hong Kong dollars per hour, and usually they will require you work more than 30 hours per week. I know maybe it is not a very good income, but if you want to be a part-time doctor, actually it's not bad. Number 3, legal advisor. Legal advisor in Hong Kong, you have to graduate in one of the law schools in Hong Kong, which is HKU or CUHK, or if you are practicing law in one of the common law jurisdictions. So for a legal advisor, you are not necessarily to be a registered lawyer in Hong Kong, but you should have a law degree and you usually work for a commercial employer or a law firm. How much you can make really depends on what kind of client or what kind of field you are working with. For example, if you're working in commercial field as a solicitor, it is quite easy for you to make more than 500 Hong Kong dollars per hour. And it really depends on your rate and your clients, are they willing to pay you more. If you are lucky enough to work for a IPO project, it is very easy for you to make more than 2,000 Hong Kong dollars per hour. Number 2, corporate trainer. Yes, corporate trainer is quite high paying because you only work in a very short limit of time. For example, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, depends on the client's need, and they only have very limited time for you, but you have to prepare your training before the delivering. So usually you can charge more than 500 Hong Kong dollars up to 1,000 Hong Kong dollars per hour for your training, but you might need to prepare for the training. Probably you have to spend 2 or 3 extra hours for that. So on average, you might only make 300 or 400 Hong Kong dollars. But if you are delivering something you're familiar with, your preparing time should be less. So it is a very interesting and meaningful part-time job you can do in Hong Kong. Okay, it comes to the highest paying part-time job in Hong Kong, which is Simultaneous Interpreter. If you don't know what a Simultaneous Interpreter does, well, basically they translate a foreign language to your language simultaneously. So how they can do that? Of course, they have to go on a very professional courses, can be a degree. They have to learn how to jot down the notes from the presenter and how to present to the audience simultaneously in real time. You can see these people in the movie, such as in United Nations, or some people they translate the presenter's description to the audience very professionally. Or if you can see in the diplomatic meetings, the translator sit behind the leader, they are simultaneous interpreter. So how much they can make? Well, according to Hong Kong government's website, they can make 982 Hong Kong dollars per hour. If you are more experienced, I believe you can make much more money than that. Alright, so these are the top 10 highest paying part-time jobs in Hong Kong. And what do you think? If you like this video, please share with your friends, click like and subscribe my channel. If you have any questions, you also can leave your message below. I will try to answer you immediately and help you to find a job more easily. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.